Cluster bombs, Biden defends decision to send Ukraine controversial weapons. U.S. President Joe Biden has defended his very difficult decision to give Ukraine cluster bombs, which have a record of killing civilians. The president said it had taken him a while to be convinced to do it, but he had acted because the Ukrainians are running out of ammunition. Ukraine's leader hailed the timely move, but human rights groups and some Democrats criticized the decision. A Moscow envoy slammed Washington's cynicism. Mr. Biden told CNN in an interview on Friday that he had spoken to allies about the decision, which comes ahead of a NATO summit in Lithuania next week. Cluster bombs are banned by more than 120 countries, but have been used by both Russia and Ukraine during the war. What are cluster bombs and why is US giving them? War in maps, Ukraine's slow advance continues. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told Friday's daily White House briefing that officials recognize the cluster munitions create a risk of civilian harm from unexploded bombs. This is why we've deferred the decision for as long as we could. Mr. Sullivan said Ukraine was running out of artillery and needed a bridge of supplies while the US ramps up domestic production. We will not leave Ukraine defenseless at any point in this conflict period, he said. The munitions have caused controversy over their failure, or dud rate, meaning unexploded small bombs can linger on the ground for years and indiscriminately detonate later on. Mr. Sullivan told reporters the American cluster bombs being sent to Ukraine were far safer than those he said were already being used by Russia in the conflict. He told reporters the US ones have a dud rate of less than 2.5%, while Russia's have a dud rate of between 30 to 40%. He said. Mr. Biden's move will bypass U.S. law prohibiting the production, use, or transfer of cluster munitions with a failure rate of more than 1%. Early on in the war, when the White House was asked about allegations that Russia was using cluster and vacuum bombs, the then press secretary said it would be a potential war crime if true. Marta Otodo, speaking for the UN Human Rights Office, said on Friday, the use of such munitions should stop immediately and not be used in any place.